Hello students. In previous lecture we have already learned about plant breeding. Okay, so in this lecture we will learn applications of plant breeding in field of disease resistance and developing resistance to insect pests. So let me learn what is the application of a plant breeding for disease resistance and what are the applications of plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. First of all, let me try to understand what is the application of a plant breeding for disease resistance. A wide range of fungal, bacterial and viral pathogens are affecting a yield of a crop, a cultivated crop species. Okay, especially in tropical climates. Crop losses can often be significant, up to 20 to 30%, or sometimes it is very harsh and maybe even total loss may also occur. In this situation, breeding and development of a cultivars resistance to disease enhance the food production. We can do the enhancement of food production by using resistance to disease. Okay, we can apply the plant breeding technologies to resist the disease. These also helps reduce the dependence on fungicides. You know very well fungicides are chemicals and they may be very harmful to human consumption. Okay, so fungicides and bactericide, we can avoid that all chemicals, they're harmful chemicals. They may also act as a carcinogen. So these will help, means if you use plant breeding technique, okay, for disease resistant, then these also helps to reduce dependence on fungicides and also for the bactericides. Resistance of the host plant is the ability to prevent the pathogen from causing disease and is determined by the genetic constitution of the host plant. So it is all depend on the immune system of the host plant. So resistance of the host plant will play very important role to control. Before breeding is undertaken, it is important to know about the causative agent, means causative organism or a pathogen, and the mode of transmission. So we can do the successful plant breeding. Okay, so some of the disease caused by the fungi are a rust. For example, we can say the brown rust of a wheat. You can see here, this is the brown rust in the wheat leaves. Okay, then red rot of a sugarcane, you can see here in the diagram. Okay, this is a picture of a red rot disease of the sugarcane. And then late blight of a potato, here you can see leaf of a potato plant will become late blight symptoms. Okay, these all are rust like symptoms and it is caused by fungi. So we must know which type of causative agents are responsible for causing disease in that particular species of plant. Then some bacteria also cause some disease, and that is a black rot of a crucifers. This you can see. Okay, this is caused by bacteria, and that is a black rot of a crucifers. Okay, then some disease may be caused by viruses. So here you can see in tobacco plants, you can see a tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, and that is a tobacco mosaic disease in the tobacco plant. Then next is you can see turnip mosaic. So this is also disease caused in the turnip plant. Okay, and that is a turnip mosaic plant, turnip mosaic disease. Okay, in turnip plants. So before we undertake any decision to be a plant breeding technique, okay, to do any plant breeding technique, we must know about causative organism and mode of transmission, and then only we can do successful plant breeding technique. As we have discussed already, plant breeding can be done with the help of so many techniques and methods. Okay, so now let me discuss about which type of methods we can use for the breeding of the plant. Particularly our aim is disease resistance. Okay, so breeding is carried out by the conventional breeding techniques which we have already discussed, or by mutation breeding. Okay, and the conventional method of breeding for the disease resistance is that the hybridization and selection. You know the steps. Okay, how hybridization occur and how selection will be occur. We have already discussed about that. Its the steps are essentially identical to those for the breeding for any other agronomical character. Okay, such as a high yield. Okay, high yield is our main aim. Okay, the various sequential steps are as we have discussed already. Screening germplasm for resistant source, we have to select the parents. Okay, and we have to screen the germplasm for resistant source. First of all, we have to identify the resistant source, then hybridization of selected parents. Okay, this is the second step. Then selection and evaluation of hybrids. Okay, and finally we do that. That is the last step is a testing and evaluation, we can say, and release of new varieties in the market. Same steps we can apply. Okay, as we have applied in the high yield production plant breeding. Here in this slide you can see the table, that is the table number 9.1 from the textbook. Some crop variety bred by the hybridization and selection for disease resistance to fungus, bacteria and virus disease are released. Okay, and here you can see the list of such plant breedings. Then first crop is a wheat, and the variety which is developed is a Himgiri. Okay, and it is resistance to a disease, leaf and stripe rust, and even heel bunch. Okay, these diseases are resistant. Then Brassica, that is a crop variety, and the name of that particular variety which is developed is a Pusa swarnim. Okay, and it is called Karan Rai. Then it is resistance to disease white rust. Then cauliflower, it is also a variety which is developed for the disease resistance, and that is Pusa subra. Okay, and Pusa snowball K1. This is the variety which is developed. Then it is resisted to black rot and curl and blight black rot. Okay, this is the disease to which it is resisted now. Cowpea, a Pusa comal, is a variety which is developed, then resistant to bacterial blight disease. Then chili, that is a Pusa sadabahar, that is a variety name given to the variety which is developed. Okay, and it is resistant to chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus, and leaf curl. This table is very important at the point of view of a NEET examination as well as in the board examination. It is often constrained by the availability of limited number of disease and resistance genes. Okay, means it is limited by availability of a limited number of the disease resistance genes that are present and identified in various crop varieties of the wild relatives. So conventional breeding method is having some limitation. Inducing mutation in the plant through diverse means and then screening the plant material for resistance sometime lead to desirable gene being identified. Okay, and plant having this desirable character can then be either multiplied. Okay, after identification of such a resistance gene, desirable character, we can multiply directly or can be used in the breeding process. Other breeding methods that are used are selection among somaclonal variants and genetical engineering. So genetical engineering is nowadays very advanced technique which are used for the plant breeding method. So now let me try to understand what is a somaclonal variant. Somaclonal variation is the genetical variation found in the in vitro, means in the laboratory glass vase. Cultured cells are collectively referred to as a somaclonal variation. You can see in the glass test tube, it is cultured. Okay, and collectively referred to as a somaclonal variation, and the plant derived from such cells are called as a soma clones. Another method is a mutation. So mutation is the process by which genetical variation are created through changes in the base sequences. Okay, some variation inside the genetical makeup will be done with the help of some chemical, with the help of some radiation. Okay, and that is called mutation, and created through changes in the base sequence, either is a DNA sequence within the genes, resulting in the creation of a new variety, new character or a new trait, and not found in the parental type. By this we can develop the new variety, new trait. Okay, and that method is called mutation. It is possible to induce mutations artificially through the chemicals and the radiations like gamma radiation, and selecting is occur and using the plant that have the desirable character, and by this way we are doing the mutation, and then after we are doing the selection, the desirable character as a source of a breeding. Okay, and by this way we are using mutational technique in the breeding, and that's why this whole process is considered as a mutational breeding. The such an example is a mung bean. Okay, resistance to yellow mosaic virus. We have developed mung bean which is resistant to yellow mosaic virus, and powdery mildew were induced by the mutation. So by using mutational breeding technique, we have developed a mung bean which is now resistant to disease yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew. Several While relatives of different cultivated species of a plant have been shown to have certain resistance character but have very low yield. Okay, naturally they may have, but they will have a very low yield. Hence, there is a need to introduce the resistance genes into the high yielding cultivated varieties. Okay, because that is the normally which is found is having a low yield, and we need a high yielding crop, and that's why we have to introduce some resistances to the high yielding cultivated varieties. Resistance to yellow mosaic virus in case of bhindi, scientific name for the bhindi is Abelmoschus esculentus, okay, and was transferred from wild species and resulted in a new variety, and that is now called Parbhani Kranti. All the above examples involve sources of resistance genes that are in the same crop species, okay, which has to be bred for disease resistance or in a related wild species. So if this type of resistance is already present in that particular species. Okay, so by using this genetical engineering, we just transferring from one organism to another to develop the disease resistance plant. Transfer of resistance genes is achieved by sexual hybridization. You know very well what is a sexual hybridization between the target and the source plant, followed by the selection. First hybridization occur, and after hybridization from the progeny, the desirable character containing organism will be selected, and that is called selection. Now let me go through another application of plant breeding, and that is for developing resistance to insect pest. In previously we have learned about resistance to disease itself, and now we are going to learn about how we can use the plant breeding technique for developing resistance to insect pest. Another major cause for large scale reduction of a crop plant and a crop produce is insect and pest infestation. Okay, infection we can say, or infestation. Insect resistance is a host crop plant may be due to morphological, biochemical, or a physiological characteristics. Hairy leaves. Okay, you can see some plants have such a leaves which have a hairy leaves. Okay, in several plants are associated with resistance to insect pest naturally. Okay, you can see here some jacids. These are the jacids. Okay, resistance to jacids in cotton. In cotton plant, jacids can be resisted by using this hairy growth, hairy like hair like structures. Then a cereal leaf beetle. Okay, this is you can see a cereal leaf beetle in case of wheat also resistant from their hairy leaves. Okay, so by this way naturally some insects are resistant to plant due to a presence of some morphological character like a hairy leaves. Second, in wheat solid stem. Okay, stem is a solid and lead to non-preference by stem sawfly. So this is a stem sawfly. Okay, and it is not targeting the wheat because the wheat stem is a solid, and that's why they did not preference for the stem sawfly. And smooth leaved and nectarless cotton. So if leaves are smooth and the nectar is not there, nectarless cotton is there, okay, it will not attract bollworm. Okay, otherwise what happen, this bollworm may be you can see here it will infect the cotton. Okay, but the cotton variety which do not have nectar, okay, means nectarless cotton, and if they have smooth leaf, then this bollworm will not get attracted towards that cotton variety. Okay, then next we will see that a high aspartic acid. Okay, this content if found in the maize. Okay, if maize having a high aspartic acid, low nitrogen and low sugar content, then the stem borer, here you can see this is the stem borer. Okay, which will infect the stem especially, that's why name is given stem borer, will not attracted and lead to the resistance to the maize stem borer. Okay, so this is the naturally available component which will naturally resist the insects. Resistance is very rare. Okay, in some plants only it can be shown. Okay, so that's why we have to apply breeding methods for insect pest resistance involve the same step as those for the other agronomical trait like high yield. Okay, whatever we have discussed, how we can prepare the plant breeding method. Okay, let's say steps are the same. yield quality, or we can say quality of the yield, are as the discussed above. Means whatever we have discussed, the step whatever we have discussed is same here also. Sources of resistance genes may be cultivated variety, germplasm collection. You know very well what is a germplasm, a collection of all alleles. Okay, that is a germplasm collection of the crop or a wild varieties. Okay, the sources of resistance gene may be from this one. Some release crop variety breed by hybridization and selection for insect pest resistance is given in this table. This table number 9.2 is from the textbook. Okay, so let me go through that. Okay, this table is also very important table for appearing in NEET examination. So this table you must be very clear about all. So crop that is developed is a brassica. Okay, that is also called rapeseed mustard. Okay, variety is a Pusa Gauro, which is developed for the insect resistance, and insect for which it is resisted for the aphids. Okay, these variety of a brassica is resistance toward aphids. Okay, that is an insect pest. Then second crop is a flat bean. Okay, the Dallop variety is a Pusa Sam 2 and Pusa Sam 3. Okay, and it is resisted for the jassids, aphids, and the fruit border. Okay, the next variety is a okra, that is also called bhindi. Okay, the variety which is developed is the Pusa Savani and Pusa A4. Okay, so these varieties develop for the resistance to the insect shoot and fruit borer. So by this way, this is the list which is released in the market. So this is your homework for today's lecture. You have to write in your notebook and have to submit. And before we finish this lecture, let me go through one summary. Okay, that is in the form of animation video. So look at this video.
Plant breeding is the skillful use of different plant varieties to produce a desired plant type, thereby improving crop yield. But in most cases, crop production is affected by several crop diseases caused by pathogens such as fungi, bacteria, and viruses. Blast of rice, red rot of sugarcane, and late blight of potato are examples of fungal plant diseases, while black rot of crucifers is a bacterial disease, and tobacco mosaic virus and turnip mosaic virus are viral diseases. In such cases, plant breeding can be used to develop crops possessing resistance to a particular pathogen, provided the causative pathogen and its mode of transmission is known. Resistance can be defined as the crop's ability to prevent a pathogen from attacking it, and is determined by the genetic makeup of a particular crop. The genetic makeup of crops can be altered using plant breeding techniques like conventional breeding and mutation breeding. Conventional breeding involves hybridization and artificial selection. It involves several steps that include collection of germplasm, selection of disease-resistant parents from germplasm, hybridization of the disease-resistant parents, selection of disease-resistant hybrids, and evaluation of the selected hybrids. There are many disease-resistant hybrid varieties of different crops developed through conventional breeding. Let's take a look at some of them. Himgiri, a hybrid variety of wheat, is resistant to fungal diseases such as leaf rust, stripe rust, and hill bunt, while Pusa Shubhra, a hybrid variety of cauliflower, is resistant to fungal diseases such as black rot and curl. There is Pusa Komal, a hybrid variety of cowpea that is resistant to blight disease caused by a bacterium, while Pusa Sadabahar, a hybrid variety of chili, is resistant to viral diseases such as tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl. The only drawback of these disease-resistant wild relatives is that they are low-yielding. So, the disease-resistant genes from these wild relatives need to be transferred to high-yielding cultivars. As the disease-resistant genes are available in the same crop species, the transfer of disease resistance genes between the crops is done by sexual hybridization. For example, the yellow mosaic virus-resistant variety of bhindi, Parbhani Kranti, is grown by the transfer of disease-resistant genes from its wild relatives. Although many disease-resistant hybrid varieties are produced through conventional breeding, the process is limited by the number of disease-resistant genes available in different crop varieties and their wild relatives. As a result, another plant breeding technique called mutation breeding is widely employed. Mutation causes changes in the base sequence within genes, resulting in a new character not found in the parental type and results in genetic variations. Mutation breeding involves the use of chemicals or gamma radiations to induce alterations in the genetic makeup of crops. The second generation of mutation-induced crops possess new characters that are absent in their parents. These plants are screened for disease-resistant genes and then artificially picked for breeding. An example of mutant breeding is seen in a moong bean variety that is resistant to the yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew. Apart from pathogens, pests also reduce crop production. As a result, there is a need to develop crops that are resistant to pests as well by using plant breeding methods. These involve the same steps that are involved in the development of disease-resistant plants. Germplasm of cultivars or wild relatives are used as a source of pest-resistant genes. Insect resistance in crop plants can be attributed to the morphological, biochemical or physiological features of a crop. For example, hairy leaves on cotton make it resistant to jacids, while hairy leaves on wheat make it resistant to cereal leaf beetle. Also, smooth leaves and the absence of nectar in some cotton varieties protect them from bollworms. Similarly, solid stems of wheat protect it from stem sawfly, whereas maize is protected from stem borers due to its high aspartate and low nitrogen and sugar content. There are quite a few insect-resistant hybrid varieties developed through plant breeding. Pusa Gaurav, a hybrid variety of rapeseed mustard, is resistant to aphids, while Pusa Sem 2 and Pusa Sem 3 are hybrid varieties of flat bean that are resistant to jacids, aphids, and fruit borers. And hybrid varieties of bhindi, Pusa Savani, and Pusa A4 are resistant to shoot and fruit borers. In this manner, plant breeding techniques help improve crop production, as well as prevent the use of bactericides and fungicides that can be harmful. They help develop crops that are resistant to pests and pathogens and can assist in boosting food production.
In next lecture, we will learn plant breeding for improved food quality, and also we will learn single cell protein, that is also called SCP. So till that, goodbye.